Ready for the host to join. Share the screen. You already did not join. Yes. 16 is visible. You can start. Okay. So the voice also come here. Yes, sir. Voice also. So what is our last class? Sun is over, na? Solar system is coming, na? Star. Okay, constellations. Sun is over, I think. Okay, solar system is the thing we have to study today. You don't have to come. How many people? So okay, let's start after 6. So how many here are there for last class? One of you? So you joined or didn't attend last class? So all are for what exam? All are serious only. Only one person is for serious. Others are the exam. Okay. Serious and how much? Serious are 5 members. Serious only 5. Where is the last class? You joined for serious. Okay. Serious 5 members. You will join. Last class you are there. So how many are not there in the last class? Just mention. You are there. You are there. Application. What is the qualification? BSc animation. BSc animation. Yes, very good. Okay, I think this is the first time CDS you are writing. So when is the exam? September 1st. Okay, so before that you have to complete. So mostly will try to complete the job I from my side. Okay. So any time saw the questions of the CDS, what is the level of questions or something? Yeah, the number of questions should be very much higher because that is being conducted by the UPSC. So don't think that it will be very much safer. Okay, it will be a little bit less as compared to your UPSC series. Not that much high, it will be less than that. Okay, the start level will be NDA will be a little bit less than that. After the much level will be the questions of the CDS, and much level will be the question from the yeah. So this is the moderate. Because here you are not reading any technical, all are GS subjects only. Along with that, you are aptitude raising in English. That's all. Okay, so that's why whatever your background, how much knowledge you are having before, that doesn't matter. But my classes will be of much higher level. Okay, because here we will not be discussing much of the conceptual groups, static questions, like which is the smallest planet. Those days are gone. No one will ask the question of it. Okay, which is the largest planet? Which is planet is called as a red planet? What is that? That is a very basic question. Even the 6th class, 7th class people will tell it. Okay. See, your qualification is what? For CDS qualification degree? Degree. Yes or no? For UPSC qualification degree? So both the qualification degree and both the syllabus in general studies only. So of course they will ask very high level questions only. And don't think that starting reading at a very low level and after that going you will be not qualified. Okay, qualifying the CDS is only not the matter. Okay, we'll be having other also. Okay, assessment everything will be there along with that. Okay, so first thing is qualifying itself is very much difficult for it. So first thing is anyone is there to go and call who are there for CDS and need to come inside. Okay, so just in 5 minutes we'll be starting the class. Anyone is there outside? Where they are? This one only. Last time some people are there?
They are day scholars. That's all.
Okay, they will be not for CDS.
Some of them are for CDS, but they are studying for the college exam.
So, okay, this is the strength then. Okay, in this class now, how many for CDS? Just raise their hands. Okay, how many for NDA? How many for Agnivir? So the first thing is, Agnivir, people didn't require this much of in-depth. Okay, just listening to my class is enough for that. Okay, I'm telling what is the level of, because say Agnivir people cannot read in the level of CDS, not required. And CDS people should not read in the level of the Agnivir because that is the level of examinations. Okay, but I'm not telling that you should not read. If you're having interest, you have to read. If you're interested in the subject, you have to read. Okay, reading up to the maximum level, there is no review. Understand? So everyone is clear with English? कितना लोग इंग्लिश समझ में नहीं आते? सबको हिंदी इंग्लिश समझ में आता है ना? ओके? So मेरे को कितना हिंदी नहीं आता है first thing. Those who are not Telugu. हाँ तेलुगु तो पूरा आता है. I'm from Telugu only. Okay, so first thing is we are discussing about the solar system. Huh? So is my voice audible to everyone? Yes, no problem with the voice now? Clear. That's the first thing. Okay, the first one is we are going in the last class. We already discussed about the universe, galaxies, all the sun, about the sun. Okay, black holes, whatever it may be, life cycle of the star and everything. Today we are discussing about the solar system. So what is the solar system? How many planets in the solar system? 8 planets. No one will ask this question for you. Understand? That is the basic question. At least if you are sitting in the geography class, you should know that 8 planets are there. If you are telling me 7 planets, go out. If you are telling no 9 planets, go outside. First eligibility card is not there for you people. If you are telling that other than 8. Understand? You know, basic should know that the 8 planets are there. Previously, it is a 9 planet used to be there. In 2008, the 9th planet was removed as the Pluto. There are various other conditions you will not require for it. Okay, those are all reasons not required. If you are having interest, you can study it later. Okay, the solar system. In that, it was meant by 2 words. One is called as a SOL, means in the Roman mythology it's called as a sun god. That's why it's a solar system, means related to the sun. So our solar system is one of the stars in this big universe. It is making one of the solar system because of the gravity of the sun. Okay, so our sun is having its own gravity. Okay, what is the difference between gravity and gravitation? Anyone have idea? What is gravity and what is gravitation? See, gravity means
gravity is the force and gravitation is the
Gravitation means can be big for anything.
Force acting on the
Okay, what is the formula for gravity? For example, if you want to force, how much force is being generated because of the gravity? That is there. I am trying to Sainik square, that's Earth's gravity. Normally, what is the formula is F is equal to G into M1 M2 by R square. Okay. So, for example, there is a two masses. For example, let's consider these two. This is M1, this is M2. Distance between them from the center of it to from the center of it is equal to R is the distance. Okay, and G is the gravitational constant. Any two bodies together or away from the distance, they will be having a gravitational force between them. For example, this person is sitting here, I'm standing here, there is a gravitational force between us. This is called as a gravitation. All the bodies, two bodies, when they are together or away from each other. So if you see, the gravitational force will be inversely proportional to what? Distance between them. The more far away, the less will be the gravitation. That's why if you're standing on the earth, the gravitation will be more or less. More than if you're standing some 100 kilometers away from the earth, less or more? Less. Because your mass M1, earth is, let's consider earth is mass M1, your mass M2, and distance between you is R. The more R is, the less will be the gravitational force. The less R, the more will be the gravitational force. And M1 and M2 is equal to multiplication of the mass of these both. For example, one thing I took as an earth, and another one is you. Your mass is anything related to earth? Okay, can you consider your mass when compared to the earth? That is negligible. Okay, only the mass is only Earth's mass. That is called as a gravitation, and G is called as a gravitational constant. Okay, so if I am telling you why the planets are revolving around the sun, because the Earth is what the sun is having what? Gravitation. So if you see 99.8% or 99.5% of the solar system mass is sun only. For example, your complete system is 100 kg, solar system is 100 kg. In that 99.5 kg is sun only. So who is having gravitational force? Sun is only having. That's why all are rotating around the sun. Okay. So what are the different planets that are revolving around the sun? What are the different planets you know? First one is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. So further in your NCRT, my PPTs are nothing more. I'm not telling you it is more. Don't think that much is more. It is your NCRTs only I kept in my PPTs. Only NCRTs. So you can't tell that, sir, you are teaching very much deep. Why you will tell that? If these are NCRTs, that is your responsibility. You let class 11th and 12th, na? That's why you're writing CDS and ND. Otherwise, you will not write it. If you are not complete 12th, you will write ND. No, na? So class 12th and NCRT is only this one. Okay, so in the NCRT it was written as, my very efficient mother just served us nuts. This word is there or not in the NCRT? Okay, in that Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, so these are the planets, and if we see, where is the pen? Okay, in that, so how it came here last time? Okay, so Venus is called as a Earth's twin. Okay, Venus is called as a morning star. Venus is called as an evening star. Okay, Venus is called as a Earth's twin. Yes, sir. You learn all these things because you people don't try to understand the reason. Only people are teaching you that Venus is called as a morning star. Remember it. You are remembering Venus is morning star. Venus is morning star. Venus is morning star. But you ever think why it is called as a morning star? Why it is called as an evening star?
Because it comes first compared to the
Morning.
first compared to the minutes.
Okay, so that is the thing I will tell you. Why it is? It is called the brightest planet. That is the first thing. Okay, but why it is brightest? I will tell you. Not million content, but I will tell you what is the reason for it. And northern times you see that Venus is called as an Earth's twin. Yes or no? But why it is called as an Earth's twin?
Because 100 kilometers above this ecosystem is that human and organism.
That's it, called as a Earth's twin. I will tell you the reasons that are for all that also. Okay, so you keep it all the things in your mind. So once we are discussing, it will be very much beautiful class. Okay, I'm telling you. You will be liking a lot. So after this, your perception of the solar system will be completely changed on the planets itself. Okay. So the first another one is called as our galaxy. What is our galaxy? Milky Way galaxy. So what is the nearest galaxy? Nearest galaxy is Andromeda. Proxima Centauri is nearest star. Okay. And there are two types of planets in our solar system. One is called as a. So how it will be going? Next slide. Where it will be?
You should cancel. Then you can do this.
No, right? Otherwise it will not go to next slide. Huh?
Yes, sir.
No remote or something for this. Is this for this only? Where is the next slide? This one is going to. Okay.
That is going back.
Okay. So if you see, this is our solar system. In that solar system, how many planets are there? 8 planets are there. You have to divide it into four planets or 4 planets. And here this is called as an asteroid belt. Okay, where asteroids are present. So this is between the Mars and Jupiter is called as an asteroid belt. The planets between the Sun and the asteroid belt is called as a inner planets, or it is called as a rocky planets, or it is called as a terrestrial planets. Terrestrial planets because these planets are Earth-like planets. Okay, the planets after Jupiter is called as a outer planets, or it is called as a gaseous planets, or it is called as a Jovian planets. Okay, because these are the Jupiter type planets. Okay, so if you see the planets which are in the asteroid belt in between the Sun, these are called as rocky planets because these are made up of rocks. Okay, and the major higher density of elements like helium, iron, ferrous, nickel, magnesium, aluminium, these type of silicon, these type of denser materials will be there. So here the planets may be small, but the density is very much high. Sometimes they may ask you the questions like this also. Okay, they will not ask you arrange the light. First question is arrange it. Next one is they will give one statement. The inner planets are the more denser planets. One option. Second planets, Mars is a part of an inner planet. Third option, Jupiter is called as a terrestrial planet. Option first, 1, 2, 3 are correct. 1 and 2 are correct. 1, 2, 3 are wrong. Only 1 is true. Understand? These type of questions will be coming. That's what I'm asking mostly for the CDS people. Even less than this can come for the NDA people. But for Agniveer, direct questions will be coming. Okay. So this way you should be prepared for it. So that's why everything what is coming from me, every point is important. Okay. So these are called as a planets of higher density because the planets are smaller in size, but the density will be very much higher. And these having elements like iron, nickel, ferrous, aluminium, magnesium, silicon. Okay. And these are the planets which are called as a outer planets or gaseous planets, which are mostly made up of gases. The size is very much high, but the density is very much low. Okay, so if you believe it or not, the density of this Saturn is much less its density is less than the water. Okay, so what happens if any object's density is less than the water? It will float on the water. Okay, so that's why these are, the sizes are big, but the density is very much low. And these are mostly made up of gases like hydrogen, helium, ammonia. These type of things it is made up of. Understand? So these are called as outer planets and these are called as inner planets.
So which is the most denser
Everything will be there. The next slide is about that only. Okay, I will explain you everything. Which is the denser planet, which is the least denser planet, and everything. For your question, Earth is the most denser planet. Okay, but I will be going to explain you next slide only, all those things. You don't worry about it. You will be having everything here only. Okay, next one is called as planets. What are the planets? Okay, a celestial body moving in an elliptical orbit around a star is known as a planet. The planets of a solar system are divisible into two groups. The planets of the inner circle, okay, that lies between the sun and the asteroids, are called as inner planets, or it's called as a terrestrial planets. Why terrestrial planets? Because these are the Earth-like planets. Okay, and they are made up of rocks and materials and relatively have a higher density. Okay, this is about the inner planets. And the planets of the outer circle are called as outer planets, or these are called as a gas giant planets or the Jovian planets, because these are the Jupiter-like planets. Okay, so what are the inner planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars are of smaller size but denser bodies. Okay, the outer planets are Jupiter-like. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are of larger size, but the density is less. Okay, density less and thick atmosphere, mostly of helium and the hydrogen. Okay, in this, if you see, all the planets will be rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, counterclockwise. When you are seeing from the sun's north pole, for example, this is the sun. Okay, this is the sun. This is the north pole of the sun. For example, this is the sun. This is the north pole of the sun. So every planet will be rotating like this. Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise. So you have to see from the sun's north pole only. If you are seeing from the sun's south pole, it will be like clockwise. Okay, that's why from the north pole, if you are seeing, it will be anti-clockwise direction. All the revolution of your planets. Okay, but at the rotation of your planets, individually, if you see, all the planets will be rotating in a counterclockwise. Like if you see Earth is rotating in counterclockwise or clockwise. Why counterclockwise? For example, this is the Earth. Okay, if you see the Earth, for example, this is the Earth. Okay, this is the Earth that is considered. This is the Assam, and this is what? Gujarat. Okay, sun is here. So first the Assam will come or Gujarat will come? Assam will come. If the Gujarat should come, it will be rotating like this. That's why the Gujarat will come first and the Assam will come first. But if the sun is here, the sun is fixed there. It will not be moving anywhere. The first Assam is coming and next Gujarat is coming. So in this direction we see clockwise. Okay, except two planets, that is Venus and the Uranus will be rotating in a anti-clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. These two are rotating in the clockwise direction. I tell you the reason why they are rotating in the clockwise direction. What is the reason for it? So what I have to do?
First you should cancel this principle. This back. So this cancels with this.
Okay, but it's not going after it.
So you cancel.
I have to cancel. From where I have to cancel? Previously cancel it, na?
No.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes. Okay. If you see, this is the slide I made. You'll get all the information about the planets here. Okay. First one is surface temperature. What is the temperature on the surface of the planet? Next is period of rotation, period of revolution. What is rotation? What is revolution? Rotation means on its own axis. Revolution means around the sun. What is the distance? I told you what is AU, astronomical unit. One astronomical unit means the distance between the sun and the earth is called as one astronomical unit. Next one is called as a diameter. Okay, what is the diameter of the planet? Next one is size in the rank of the largest planet and the smallest planet. Next one, how many moons are there and what is the density? For example, if you see which is the planet which is very hot in the hottest planet. What is the hottest planet? How many are telling you Mercury? Just raise your hands. Everyone should participate. How many tell Mercury is the hottest planet? How many tell Venus is the hottest planet? How many tell Mars is the hottest planet? Try to see others. Think so now? Raise your hand. How many think Earth is the hottest planet? How many think Jupiter is the hottest planet? Okay. So a lot of the people normally what they think is Mercury is very much near to it. So Mercury is the hottest planet. But you know why the Venus is the hottest planet? I will tell you why it is. Okay, the next one. First, if you see the Mercury temperature is plus 427. Okay, but you see the Venus temperature is plus 440, 480. Okay, it is more than the Mercury. Even Venus is away from the sun. Next, if you see Earth is plus 22. Plus 22 is the average temperature. Don't ask me, sir. Sometimes in my village there is a 50 degrees centigrade. How you are telling 22? 22 is the average. It is not 22 also. If you take exact average of 17, 18 is the average temperature of the Earth. Because some places will be very low, some places very much high temperatures. So average temperature is some 20 degrees. Okay, 18, 20 degrees is the average. Mars, you see, minus 20 is the average temperature. Okay. The next one is called as a Jupiter, minus 50 as moving away from the sun, minus 180, minus 240, minus 220. So everything is according to our logic. The more nearer to the sun, the more hotter it should be. The more away from the sun, the more colder it should be. Only exception is Venus. I will tell you why it is. Okay.
Because it traps the sunlight. It traps the sunlight in the atmosphere.
I will tell you. Okay. What is the reason? You are somewhat closer, but that is not the exact reason. Okay. That's why I am here. Next one is called as a period of rotation. Okay. What is rotation? Rotating on its own axis. Revolution means revolving around the sun. Okay. Revolving around the sun means 1 year. Rotation on its own axis means at 1 day. For example, if you see 58 days for the rotation and 87 days for the revolution. So Mars will be rotating on its axis once on its axis on 58 days. And how it will be, for example, this is the sun. How it will be rotating means any planet, it will be rotating on itself along with it rotating around the sun. That's all. It will be rotating on itself along with it rotating around the sun. Okay. So that is what happening in the solar system. So if you see the Mars, okay, sorry, Mercury. So it will take 58 days for rotating on its own axis and 27 days for revolving. So how much slow it will be rotate like? It will be rotating like this. So before completing its rotation, it will complete rotation one time, and before completing the second rotation, it will complete one revolution. But what about the Earth? It will be rotating 24 hours one day. Like the 365 times, it will rotate before revolving around the sun. Only 1.5 times the Mercury will rotate on its own axis before revolving around the sun. Understood or not? How many didn't understood? See, my class is like that. Sometimes I will ask the question for the students also. That's why in between I will ask understood or not, understood or not. I don't know whom I will ask. Like seeing something, I will understand the faces who didn't understood. Okay. I know already from 2-3 days I already noted and I didn't understand. If I ask them, they will not tell also. Because you are not the only students I am taking. Na? I may be taking at a time some 200 students also. Because you are not only the institute, I may be taking some 3-4 institutes at a time. That's why my class will be rarely come to you. So I know whether seeing the faces, I can understand whether understood or not. That's why not understanding, tell me at the starting only. Understood or not? The next one is
Venus. If you see the Venus, 243 days for the rotation and 224 days for revolution. So if it is rotating like this, it will not complete the rotation completely. Before that, it will revolve around the sun. Means there, one night will be some 120 days and one day will be 120 days. So 3 months continuous day. Not 3 months, 4 months. Continuous day. 4 months continuous night. Okay. So 240 now one rotation. Continuous day 2 months, 4 months, continuous night 1 month. Even then 1 year will not be done there. Okay. So rotation is much slower than the revolution. That is the very much important. Very, very much important. Because no other planet will be having it. Understand? Here rotation is more, revolution is more. Revolution is more. Here rotation is more, revolution is more. Here rotation is more, revolution is more. Here rotation is more, revolution is more. Okay, that is also one of the reasons. For 4 months you are only in the sunlight. Can be people be survived? If they can survive, we can survive North Pole and South Pole also. Because there is the same thing happening. But people, why it is not habitable? If 4 months it continues no sun at all, it will become ice. Okay, that's not not habitable for the people. Not only the atmosphere. That is also one of the reasons. There are various reasons for the Venus. Okay. So next, if we see the Earth, 23 hours 56 minutes is one rotation. To rotate on its own axis, 1 day. Likely it will rotate for 360 times for revolving around the sun revolution. 365 days.
If 365 hours.
It's okay. Average I told you. I can't tell the leap year and everything concept now. No? That is average. No one will beat you for that. Okay. That is average I told you. Okay. So if you see for the Mars rotation on its own axis and Earth's rotation on its own axis is very much similar. See how much it is? 1.025 days. Means 1 day it will take on the Mars also. The rotation speed of the and rotation speed of the Mars will be same. What we are having 1 day and night, the same will be having on the day and night of the Mars also. But as Mars is located away from the sun, the revolution will be more. Okay, the more closer, the less will be the rotation. You can observe this thing or not? First it will be less, increase. The far you away from the sun, that is what the outer circle will be the more distance when compared to the inner circle. Okay. So next one is called as the Jupiter. You can see the fastest spinning planet on the solar system is what? Jupiter. The fastest revolving planet on the solar system is what? Mercury. Because that is the closest. Okay. Next one, the slowest spinning planet in the solar system is what? Venus. The fastest is Jupiter. Understand? Next one is Saturn, 29 years. So here we are 1 year, na? They will take to rotation 29 years. It will take 84 years in the Uranus. You will born, you will die, still Uranus 1 year will not complete it. Okay. And in Neptune, you will die, your kids will die, their kids will also be ready to die. Then one revolution, 164 years. Okay. If you are lucky enough, only second generation will die. If you are not lucky, third generation will also die. And next one is called as a distance in astronomical unit. What is I told you? 1 astronomical unit is the distance between the sun and the Earth. So it will be 1. So the planets before the Earth will be less than the 1 astronomical unit. Okay, we see 0.4. So if let us consider 10 centimeters is the distance between the sun and the Earth. Then what is the distance between the sun and the Mercury? 4 centimeters. Between the sun and the Venus? 7 centimeters. 15 centimeters. 52 centimeters. 96 centimeters. 192 centimeters. 300. Understand? 300 centimeters and 10 centimeters. You can consider 30 times farther from than us, the Neptune. So how much long it is? Okay. Understood? Next one, if you see the diameter of the sun, the diameter of the sun is 12,756 kilometers. That is what diameter of the earth 12756 kilometer. That is considered, that is as a 1 basic unit. You can see 0.38 times of the sun is the earth is the Mercury. 0.95 times of the earth is your Venus. That's why Venus is called as the earth's twin. Okay, 0.95% of the earth's diameter is the Venus, and 95% of the earth's mass is the Venus. Okay, next we'll see 0.53. Okay, is this? So the smallest is what? Mercury. Next is Mars. Next is Venus. Okay, so next is the earth. Next you can see 11.19 times of the earth is your Jupiter. Jupiter 1 times greater than the earth. I am not telling the volume, I am only telling diameter. Okay, if you calculate volume, it will be much more. For your square you can calculate, na? 4 pi. That is what in cube it will go. Okay, next one is the size. First one, okay, is the highest. Second highest is this. Third highest, fourth highest. You can observe all the 4 larger planets in the outer solar system. Okay, Jovian outer planets or gaseous planets, and the small planets are these in the planets. Okay, next one, if you see about the moons, moons are called as a natural satellite. See if you saw your moon or not. Okay, that is the natural satellite of the earth. Moon is nothing but our moon is the fragment of our earth only. It came from our earth only. Once the asteroid strike the earth, small part was broken from the earth, and that is being rotating in the earth's gravitation. That's what the moon. Okay, so now I am telling you, for example, this is the one body. Okay, it is moving like this because of this gravitation. I told you these both will be having the gravitation. The larger object will be attracting the smaller object. It will be rotating like this. Now I did what I did another one, small magnet, like is considered. This magnet is attracting this body. Okay, then it is rotating. I brought very much big magnet and kept there. Will it attract it now? No, no. It will go to this side. The same thing will be happening while the moons are not there for the Venus and the Mercury. Venus and Mercury are much closer to the sun. So the sun's influence is more than the planet's influence. Okay, that's why it will attract it. So that's why there is no planets on the moon and there is no moons for the Mercury and the Venus. But if you see for the others, if you see, it will be increasing gradually. Yes or no? One is for the Earth, 2 is for the Mars, 79 is for the Jupiter, 82 is for the Saturn. Okay, these are the natural moons. Next comes is the density. Which planets will be having a higher density? Inner planets or outer planets? Huh? How many total outer planets? Inner planets. Inner planets will be having higher density. You can observe. Inner planet will be having a higher density. The outer planet having a lower density. What is the density of water? What is it? What is the 1 centimeter? Right? Gram? 9.8 is the density. Not 8. 1 gram per centimeter cube is the density of water. Okay, if anything less than 1 gram per centimeter cube, it is considered as a less density than the water. For example, you are keeping that on the water, it will float. Okay, if you see this, what is the density of the Saturn? 0.7. Okay, and remaining also you see 1.3, 1.3, 1.6. These all are the lower density planets, and these are the higher density planets. And if you see the density also, Venus and the Earth are very much similar in the density also. So Earth is the planet which is having a higher density. Okay, because the Earth's core is made up of mostly of nickel and ferrous. Okay, understood this slide completely?
You told that some astronauts came and moon formed from a part of Earth. Like every
See, it is not every. Sometimes the astronauts will be moving randomly into your solar system. Okay, so when it was come to any planet and it was trapped in the gravity of that planet, and it can't able to escape from there. Then what will happen? It will be rotating around that because of the gravity. But if you want to escape from that, you should have that much speed to escape from there. That is what the escape velocity. Even if you are in the earth trap, you are trapped in the earth now. Now whatever height you will jump, you will come again to earth only. But I am telling you, what is escape velocity?
11.2 km per second.
Huh?
11.2 km per second.
If you are moving at that speed, then of course you will escape from that. For example, you are throwing a stone, the stone will be coming back only. You throw it 11.2 km per second, that will never come back. That's why what happens is, this escape velocity will be depending upon your gravity. Okay? The 11.2, if anyone is asking, what is the escape velocity? Don't tell that 11.2 km per second. You have to tell 11.2 km per second to reach it. When you are on the surface of that. Because at that gravity, that is the escape velocity. Even someone is asking, what is the boiling point of water? 100 degrees centigrade at mean sea level. If you are taking the same water at the Himalayas, even 100 degrees centigrade is not required. If 63 degrees only, it will boil. Understand? Because okay, that's why if you see, when someone is cooking rice on the Mount Everest, the rice will not be cooked properly. Yes or no? Right? Okay. So thing is, what happens is, at 63 degrees centigrade only, the water started boiling. But you want to cook it, it requires a higher temperature for the rice to cook. Okay, that should not be cooked properly on the what I told.
You didn't say completely after that.
So what is the doubt?
No, we concluded the sentence. We concluded the sentence.
Okay. The thing is, so like that only, your escape velocity when you are on the surface of the earth. When you are throwing it, you require 11.2 km per second. But normally, if rockets are launching, can they launch? Hello? So what I think you both have some issues. Just you come here. Anyone. One sit there and one sit here. And rotate like this. The class is this side. Okay, fine now?
Yeah.
So escape velocity is 11.2 km per second when you are throwing something from the surface of the earth. But if you see the rockets launching, that much speed is not possible. That's why they will be doing maneuvering. When it will be first orbit, they will shift to another orbit, they will shift higher. Then the escape velocity, as you are up, away from the gravity, as you are moving up, the gravity will be reduced. From then what happened? With the minimum escape velocity, you can shift from the Earth's gravity. Okay, understood? So that's what 5.5 is the density of it. Okay, so now we will be discussing about the each planet individually. Okay, so the first one is the 4 of the terrestrial planets are composed largely of refractory materials like what? Silk. Like one is silicates, which is nothing but silicon, which is most of the crust of these planets. See, these planets will be having 3 parts. One is called as a crust, mantle, and core. The crust of this, all the planets, their inner planets, are made up of silicon mostly. Okay, and the crust and the mantles, and iron, nickel, which are the core. But along with that, you will be having aluminum and magnesium also. Most of the mantle will be made up of magnesium, and silicon will also be there. But crust, the most of the things will be there, silicon. Okay, silicon is like sand and everything, nothing but the silicon. 3 of the 4 inner planets, Venus, Earth, and Mars, have atmospheres substantial enough to generate a weather. Okay, all have impact craters. Okay, craters means what? Depressions. Okay, whenever an asteroid hits or something, you can see the craters. That's why if you see Mercury having the highest craters, because that is very much close to the sun. Whatever the asteroid is being pulling by the sun, that will come hit Mercury and go to the sun. Come hit and go to the sun. So because of the lot of impact craters you can see on the Mercury. The highest craters which are present on the planet is Mercury. Okay. So next one, see, and these three planets, and Mercury is not having any atmosphere, but remaining planets are having the atmosphere, but whether it is habitable atmosphere or not, there is a secondary thing. Okay, first thing is atmosphere is there, but Mercury is a planet which is not having any atmosphere, because I already told you about the solar flares and the solar winds which are coming from the sun. These are that much hot that carried away all the atmosphere of the Mars, and no atmosphere is present. Okay, atmosphere is nothing but what? Composed of different gases present in that, and this is being there because of what? Gravity. Because Earth is having a gravity, that was it's holding this atmosphere to be there with it. If Earth is not some other thing, which is some forcibly coming and moving away from there, what will happen? This gas will be taken away from there. Okay, that was happened on the Mercury. All the gases went away from there, and Mercury is a planet which is not having any atmosphere at all. And remaining planet, Earth, Venus, and Mars are a little bit far away from the sun, so that's why they are having an intact atmosphere still. But these are not habitable. Okay, but their atmospheres are present. Understood? Laid out. Next one is called as a, first one is a Mercury. So the facts of Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system, which you see only slightly larger than the moon. Okay, what is the size of the moon? What is the gravity of the moon? 1/6 of the gravity of the Earth. So that you can consider what will be the size of the moon also. Okay, and if you see, Mercury is somewhat larger than the moon. The size of the Mercury is somewhat larger than the moon, but even the Mercury is smaller than the satellites, the biggest satellites like Ganymede, Titan. These are the biggest satellites of the Jupiter and the Saturn. The Mercury is even lesser than that. In what? In size. But when you compare the density will be more than that. That's what I told you. The inner planets having the higher density. Even the sizes may be more small, but they are the densest planets. Okay. If both are having the same density, the Mercury should be having the smaller mass when compared to the Ganymede and the Titan, because the size is less. But if you see the weight, the Mercury is having the higher weight than Ganymede. The sun at a distance of 0.4 astronomical unit. One day on Mercury takes 58 Earth days, and one revolution takes 87 Earth days. Mercury is a rocky planet, also known as a terrestrial planet. Clear? Next one, having almost no atmosphere. So if you ask you one thing, so is atmosphere is required for you to survive? So what it will make actually?
So weather's climatic conditions. We create different climates so that the life can survive. Whatever.
They create a habitat which is essential for humans or any other
Sun,
creatures.
That is a broader picture.
so the sun rays, like the harmful sun.
The main thing is, what atmosphere it is.
See, this is called as the Earth surface. That is considered. This is your atmosphere. Okay. So what happens is, the sun rays will be falling on it. Okay, this is the sun, and sun rays will be falling on it, which is called as a incoming solar radiation or shortwave radiations. Okay, or shortwave radiations. So what Earth will do is, because of the atmosphere, the Earth will not absorb the atmosphere will never absorb the incoming solar radiation. Okay, the Earth will hello, concentrate here. Understand? As Earth is getting heated, not because of the incoming solar radiation. Okay, the solar radiations are coming and hitting the Earth surface, which is called as the incoming solar radiation or shortwave solar radiations. Okay, after hitting the Earth, the solar radiation will be reflecting, which is called as a terrestrial radiations. Okay, the radiations which are coming from the Earth after hitting to the Earth, and these terrestrial radiations will making the atmosphere to heat gradually. Okay, otherwise if atmosphere is not there, what will happen is, when the sun is there, the Earth will become complete heat, like some 400-500 degrees Celsius. But when sun is not there, the Earth will become complete cold, because there is no barrier for the trapping that energy and maintaining that energy. So now atmosphere will not heat gradually, suddenly it will heat, Gradually. By the night time, it will take you. So by the time, it will be cold outside. So what will happen? It will maintain some temperature, moderate temperature in the for the planet. For example, at sunset, the atmosphere is not there at all. So what will happen? The morning when the sun's rays is there, the temperature will be some 400, 500. And when night the sun is not there, the temperature will go to some minus 200, minus 300. That's all no. So people can survive. This is called as a diurnal temperature. The diurnal temperature is nothing but the maximum temperature minus the minimum temperature of a day. Okay, the maximum temperature is what? 400. The minimum temperature is what? Minus 200. So 400 minus or minus 200. How much it is? 600 degrees is the diurnal temperature. Understood or no? So if you see the people, when you are seeing the weather report, if you are observing the weather report of some Visakhapatnam or weather report of Chennai, when compared to the weather report of Delhi, the morning temperatures are some 32 degrees, 34 degrees, and the night temperatures are 22 degrees. The diurnal temperature is how much? 10 degrees. Average temperature is not a diurnal temperature. Average temperature means maximum temperature plus minimum temperature by 2. So what is the average temperature here? 32 plus 22. How much it is? 54 by 2. 27 is the average temperature. But diurnal temperature is how much? 10. Understood? But if you take the same condition with the Delhi, okay, the morning temperature will be 42. That is considered night temperature is 12. Here, average temperature. 54 by 2, same 27. That's why I gave the example. Huh? Average. That's why I made the calculation that you should match with the 54 again. So here 27 is the average temperature. Here 27 is the average temperature. But here the diurnal temperature is how much? 10. But here what is the diurnal temperature? That is what the difference. Okay, the same thing happens with you when the atmosphere is there, but atmosphere is not there. This is because I told that is another concept which is called as a marine type of climate. Because of the oceans are present on the side, oceans will be heating very much slower, and oceans will be cooling also very much slower. So morning temperature is more, no? That time the oceans will be heating slowly. And the night, they will radiate and heat back to the continental place. But in the Delhi, there is no oceans. The land will be heating completely in the morning, and land will be cooled completely in the night. Understand? The same will be happening with the mercury also. In the mercury, what will happen? When the sun is there, it will be heated like anything. Okay, so the temperature will be what? 427 degrees in the morning. And in the night, it will be heating very much less. Minus 173. So what it will be? Approximately, you can see 600 degrees centigrade is the average diurnal temperature. So can anyone survey it? That's not plant will not be having any habitable place. Okay, so Mercury is smaller than the largest natural satellite in the solar system, like Ganymede, the largest moon of the Jupiter. Okay, natural satellites are moons only. Some other all what you are launching is the artificial satellites. Okay, next one is called as a Titan. This is the largest moon for the Saturn. Even your Mercury is less than the Ganymede and the Saturn, but the weight is more than the Ganymede and the Saturn. So one question, you are taking your weight. Okay, there is another one is called as a mass. So what is the difference between the mass and the weight?
Weight to gravitation applies. Gravitation to mass.
When you are applying your gravity, then it is called as a weight. Without applying gravity, it is called as a mass. Okay. So, however, Mercury is massive, more mass than Ganymede and the Titan. That's why we are using here the mass, not the weight. Okay, because here gravity is not we are considering. Okay, next one is spacecrafts have ever visited the Mercury. One is called as a Mariner 10 and another one is called as a Messenger. These you have to remember if in for serious papers. You are for which exam? And here you are for serious. Okay, those who are for serious. It is very much important to little bit remember all the missions also, which was being done by the NASA or by the ISRO also. Okay. Mercury has many craters and impact marks than any other planet. I will explain the reason why they are having the more craters also. Mercury have no natural satellite, that's why it's having a 0 moons. So is All are okay with the class? Huh? Anyone is having any issues? No, no.
Once again.
Diurnal temperature. See, diurnal temperature is nothing but maximum temperature minus minimum temperature. That's all. Maximum minus minimum. Another one is called as the average temperature. Average temperature is maximum temperature plus minimum temperature by 2 is the average temperature. Okay. Diurnal temperature will be mostly useful when you are discussing about the climatology concept. Okay. So if you see, this is the all the 4 planets. One is Mercury. Okay, this is the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Okay. So if you see all the things, core, this is completely core. Okay, this is the inner core and outer core, and this is the mantle, and this is the crust. Okay, for Venus, core, inner core, outer core, the mantle, and the crust. Okay, inner core, outer core, mantle, and crust. Okay, for all the things, same phenomena. Okay, because all are inner planets and made up of the same phenomena and same type to be resembles. But only difference you can observe. Here you can observe the thickness of your core and mantle. Understood? Here the thickness is more. But here in Mercury you can observe the core is this much thicker. Only the mantle and the crust is very much thin. What is the reason? See one thing. I gave you a hot ball. Okay? Hot ball. And you take a hot ball from the outside. Okay? It was red hot in condition. The instant you are bringing outside, it will start cooling from the outside. Okay? The outside layer will become the hot, which will be not in red condition now. So this will become this called as a crust. And remaining is cold. Okay, the outer part. So gradually the temperature is reducing. What will happen? This cold will be increased more. The center part will also be now hot. Understood or not? Okay. Like that same will be happen to the planets also. For example, Mercury is very much close to the sun. So it is having a more temperature. So it will take more time to cool. But the planets which are away from it, it's getting very much less temperature from the sun. So it will be cooling much faster. As much faster it's cooling, the core will be reducing. Okay, that's what happens with the Mercury also. Okay, the more it is reducing, more it is cooling, what will happen? It will shrink or expand? Shrink. That's why it is telling that Mercury is shrinking. Iron core slowly cooled and pulled the surface inward and shrunk by 4.4 miles. Means the radius of the Mercury when it was formed to now, you see 7 kilometers was reduced by the radius of your Mercury. Because it is shrinking slowly. Because the light of the sun is also going. Previously, when the sun is very much end, half of the light is gone. Like consider your life is 100 years. Now your 50 years, how it will be? Same with the sun also. Okay, the sun's life, half of the sun's life is gone. You cannot be like 20 years now when you are at 50 years. Okay, the same thing will happen with the sun also. So that's why it's called as a shrinking. It consists of atmosphere, which consists of oxygen, exosphere, not atmosphere. Okay, exosphere is not a part of atmosphere at all. Even Earth is also having exosphere. That is not a part of atmosphere. Atmosphere consists of troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and ionosphere. Top of it is exosphere, which is not part of your atmosphere. Okay, consists of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, potassium. Okay, exosphere mostly consists of hydrogen and helium because these are the lighter gases. What are the atomic mass of hydrogen? Huh? Atomic mass is 1. Atomic mass is 1. What is atomic number then? What is atomic mass formula? Protons plus neutrons. Okay. So what an atom will be having? Protons, neutrons plus electrons. So electrons will be equal to the number of protons. Okay, normal. If it is becoming ions, it may be changed. Okay, if you are taking some energy electron from it or giving any electron extra, then it will be changed negative ion, positive ion. That is a separate concept. So it is having a protons, neutrons plus electrons. Normal stable atom will be having same number of protons and same number of electrons and neutrons also. Okay, same number of protons and neutrons will be same. So atomic number is number of protons. That's all. If anyone is, if you see the periodic table, hydrogen having a one. So now one proton will be there and one neutron will be there. So mass number means protons plus neutrons. Atomic number means one, only protons. So if you see hydrogen and helium having a very much mass number. So the mass is very much less for it because the weight of the atom is nothing but your electrons and the not electrons, protons and the neutrons only. Electrons is not having any role at all. What is the weight of a proton?
1.6.
Minus 27.
That is in kgs.
Whatever. It is only. You have, if you are comparing, you have to compare all is the same. Okay, 1.6 into. But if you see the same thing for the electron, what it is? 9 point into 10 to the power of minus 32. 31 or 32? 32. So now what happens is, if you see your electron is 1 by 1876th part of your proton or neutron. Is it considerable? For example, you got some 1876 marks, you got it, and I told them give me 1 mark. She will doesn't want to take it. Because in 1876, what is the matter? 1 mark. Okay. For example, you got only 5 marks, and I am asking 1 mark. She will know, sir, I have only 5 marks. How can I give you 1 mark? Is it there, man? The same thing will be there with your hydrogen and helium also. As the masses are very much less for it, they are the first gases to escape from the space. That is what the reason, even when Earth was formed, hydrogen and helium is the major gas on the Earth. But got escaped. Because gravity cannot hold it because of the lighter weight. Okay? No, I understood. Okay, before selecting the pen, I have to do it. Okay. So Mercury is clear for everyone? No doubt? Okay, next one is called as Venus. So Venus is the brightest planet on the solar system. For example, if you woke up and say in the morning, what you will see the first? Sun only. What you will see Venus first? Sun will not be visible to you. Okay, the first thing you will see is the sun. And sometimes you can notice moon also. If the sunlight is a little bit less, at the rising time, if you observe, you can see the moon also. And the third planet, what you can see in the universe, the first planet, okay, is the Venus. Morning and evening star. Okay. So the brightest planet in the solar system and the third brightest object visible from the Earth after the sun and the moon. In the ancient literature, Venus was often referred to as a morning and the evening star. So it is the sixth largest planet. Okay. So why? The first thing is, why you can see the Venus? It is okay, evening star, morning star, I will also accept it. But why it is morning star and evening star? What is the reason for it? Okay, right now that's only visible. But
atmosphere reflects light, sir.
So that's the main point. Okay, its atmosphere reflects light. That is what called as albedo. Okay, albedo is nothing but how much light will be reflected. The higher the albedo, the more reflection will be happening. For example, I also didn't drive. If anyone is driving in the Himalayas, it's completely snow covered. You can see a lot of glare will be there on your eyes, and you can see the sun rays will be coming, striking, and going like this. You can see it or not? Okay. But if you are driving on a freshly laid asphalt means what? Tar road. You can see any reflections? No. Because the fresh asphalt is having the lowest albedo. That is 4%. For example, 100% of light is falling on it, only 4% will go back. Remaining 96% will be absorbed by the road itself. The more older the road is coming, the more the albedo will be increasing. That's why you feel very much good to drive in very freshly laid roads. When the road is a little bit old, it will be becoming not that much dark in color, it will be becoming light. Okay. And if you ask something, whether fresh snow is having the highest albedo or the old snow is having the highest albedo? So means it is not having any dust particles inside it. Okay, when any dust particles trapped into it, it will become old snow. At first, it will attract some simple thing. White will be having a highest albedo, black will be having a highest albedo. White, that's why any person is having a white shirt, you will be like glittering like anything. Okay, because he is radiating the light. Okay. See, one thing, if anyone is wearing a white shirt, so what happens? See, for example, let's consider this is a green. Okay, white is looking green. Huh? It is, for example, visible light is falling on it, which is called as a meteor. Okay, in that it is absorbing all the colors except the green. That green is being reflecting in your eyes, and you can see the green. That's what the reason for the plants looking green. Don't tell them sir, plants are absorbing green light, that's really green. Plants will never absorb green. It will reflect green because of the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the reason for the green. But don't think that chlorophyll is absorbing the light, green color light, that's why it is green. Chlorophyll is reflecting the green color, that's why it will be absorbed. You can see it as a green color. Once the chlorophyll is lost, it will be absorbing the green also. That's why the plants will be absorbing red color, yellow color like that, leaves. Okay. The same thing if it is any light is falling on a white body, the white body will reflect all the light. It will not absorb any light. That's why you can see it as a white. When it's reflecting everything, you'll be having a much albedo. That's why white is having a very much high albedo. For example, if you see a black shirt, it will be absorbing all the light. That's why the black shirt will be becoming very much hot when you are wearing it. Okay, but white shirt will not be getting that much hot because black is absorbing the heat. When it's absorbing the light, it will be converted to heat energy. Okay, like as your Venus atmosphere is having a sulfur content more, and sulfur is having a property to reflect the light. Okay, so that's why the Venus is having a albedo of high. What if even Earth is having albedo or not? Earth is having an albedo of 35%. 35% is the Earth's albedo. So 100% of light falling, 35% is going from the outside the atmosphere only. It is not reaching the atmosphere also, not reaching the Earth's surface. That's what the albedo of the Earth. Like if you see the Earth, Venus is having some around 90% of the albedo. So that's why what will happen? It will reflect all the light. That's why it will be looking bright. That's why it is called as a morning star or the evening star. Okay. So Venus is sometimes called as Earth's sister planet or Earth's twin because of the similar size. That's what I told you, 95%. Similar mass and proximity to the sun. Okay, some Earth is 1 astronomical unit. Venus is 0.7 astronomical unit. Okay, bulk composition of the presence of similar physical features like even Venus is having the mountains. Venus is having a plateaus. And you believe it or not, what is the highest mountain on the Earth? Mount Everest. What is the height of it? 8 meters. Okay, so around 8.5 kilometers approximately. Venus is having a mountain of 10 kilometers. Okay, which is higher than our planet. I will tell that also. That is the second one. Now we are talking about Venus only, no? Venus. Okay, Venus is having a mountain which is higher than the Mount Everest itself. Okay. Next one, the surface of the Venus is totally obscured. For example, okay, thick atmosphere composed of 96% of the carbon dioxide covered with the clouds of highly reflective sulfuric acid. So if we see, Venus is also having atmosphere, but Venus atmosphere is very much thick when compared to the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, as the atmosphere is much thick, the atmospheric pressure will be higher. Okay, so what is atmosphere? What is the formula for pressure? Force by area. Force by area is the atmospheric pressure, not atmospheric area. So force is equal to what? Mass into acceleration. So this is the mass. This is the surface of your Earth, and this is the atmospheric air. Air consists of dust particles. Air consists of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. These all are atoms only. Every atom will be having a mass which is called as atomic mass. So these completely combined together will be having some mass or not. Some mass along with the gravity will be having a pressure or not. Acceleration due to gravity. Okay, there is having a pressure. That much, on how much area this pressure is there. That is called as atmospheric pressure. Okay, the more thicker atmosphere, the more pressure will be there. Okay, the more pressure will be there. So that's what the Venus is having a much thicker atmosphere. That's why it will be having a more pressure. So if you believe it or not, you want to get the same pressure which is there on the Earth, on the surface, you have to be at 100 kilometers on the top of the atmosphere of the Venus, then only you get the same pressure. Okay? Understand? Otherwise, another thing is, when you are drowned into water of 1 kilometer, some 900 meters down, you are completely filled in the water. You drown into the sea and you have gone up to 1 kilometer, then how much pressure you are having? That pressure will be there on the surface of the Venus. Can you survive on that? No, no? That is the main thing, one for the pressure. Next one I told you, Venus is having a 485 degrees centigrade. Even it is away from the sun, from the Mercury. Even Mercury is having less 427. What is the reason? Is because of the carbon dioxide. Venus is having a 96% of carbon dioxide. How much carbon dioxide is there on the Earth? 0.03 is the percentage carbon dioxide present on that. Even this carbon dioxide only, even it increased to 0.04, you are telling that oh, temperatures are increasing because carbon dioxide levels are increasing. And what is the condition if 96% of carbon dioxide is there? Because carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. So what happens to the carbon dioxide? What happens if carbon dioxide is there in the atmosphere? Why? Okay. See, the first thing is, this is the surface of the Earth. Okay. This is the atmospheric layer. Now the incoming solar radiation came. Carbon dioxide having a tendency to be at the lower layers of the Earth. If you keep a oxygen and carbon dioxide, what will happen is the carbon dioxide will be the lower level, oxygen will be at the top. Okay. So the lower layer will be the CO2. So now what happens is CO2 is having a tendency, it will absorb incoming solar radiations. It will not have any problem. It will absorb what are incoming solar radiations are there, short wave. No? It will absorb the short wave radiations and it will pass through the carbon dioxide layer and will come and hit the Earth's surface, and when reflecting back, it is a long wave. But the carbon dioxide will not allow the long wave to pass through it. So what will happen? All the heat will be trapped here only. So when all heat is trapped here, what will happen? Temperature will rise. And 96% of your atmosphere is carbon dioxide only. So whatever incoming radiations are there, that is coming to the Venus, but they are not going away from the Venus. That's why the temperature will be very much higher. Understand? That's why the Venus temperature is more than your Mercury. Clear or not? Any doubts? Okay, Venus is by far the hottest planet in the solar system. Even the Mercury is closer to the sun. This is because of the greenhouse gases arising from the high concentration of CO2 and thick atmosphere. A day on Venus is 243 Earth days and lasts longer than the year, which is 224 days. I already explained it. Okay, the day on a Venus is more than the year on a Venus. Okay, because the Venus will be revolving faster around the Earth than on its own axis. Understood or not? Or you didn't get it? You didn't get it. You didn't get it. Okay. For example, this is the sun. This is the Venus. Let me catch like this so that it will be simple to rotate. Okay. This is the sun. This is the Venus. So normally, this is called as a one rotation, and this is called as a one revolution. So Earth will be rotating 365 times. That's why 365 days. Okay. Mercury, what will happen? It will rotate 55 days to rotate on its axis, 87 days to rotate on around the Earth. Okay, revolve around the sun. So what will happen is, for example, you concentration this point only. Okay, this is the point. One rotation completed now. Still one revolution not completed. Second rotation not completely done. One revolution done. Okay. For this rotation one time, it will take 58 days. For revolving, it take 87 days. For example, if you see the Venus, point, consider this point, okay? One revolution done, but even one rotation not done till now. Now done. Okay? Here the revolution is much faster than the rotation. Understand? One day will be longer than on the Venus than 1 year. For you, for 1 year, 365 days will be there. Even there, they will not be on 1 day also. Okay. Understood? So it rotates in the opposite direction, clockwise. Earth is rotating in the anti-clockwise. It will be rotating in the clockwise direction. I will kept in the last slide. Why it is in the clockwise direction? Okay, wait, it is in the clockwise direction. I kept in the last slide. Okay, if you see, this is the Earth, this is the Venus, iron core, hot mantle, rocky crust, iron core, hot mantle, and rocky crust, both are same. Okay, iron core is made up of complete iron. Venus is 95% of Earth's radius, 82% of Earth's mass, 90% of Earth's density, 90% of Earth's gravity. So that's why it is called as a Earth's twin. Okay. And if you see, it has the densest atmosphere of the 4 terrestrial planets. Okay, the atmospheric pressure at the planet surface is 92 times of the Earth. So what are the atmospheric pressure you are having on the surface of the Earth? It will be having 92 times of it. Okay, or roughly a pressure found on 900 meters underwater on the Earth. That much pressure you will be having on the Venus. And if you see the Venus, carbon dioxide 96%, Earth carbon dioxide is 0.03%, and Mars is having a 95% carbon dioxide. Okay, and nitrogen 3.5%, Earth is having a 70. Okay, bye. Okay. So nitrogen 3.5% and 78% is the on the Earth, which is very much neutral. Okay, and 2.7% of the mass, and oxygen, if you see, 27% of oxygen on the Earth, and remaining having a trace of oxygen, and here having a 0.13% of oxygen. Oxygen is there on the Mars, and very trace of oxygen is there in the Venus. Okay, and if you see our Maxwell Montes is a mountain which is present on the Venus, which is higher than your Mount Everest, that is 10 kilometers. Okay, clear? Venus, any doubts? What is interesting or not? That has? Huh? Not boring, man. How many of you boring? Boring. Why? Okay. So next every question will be to ask to him only. So I will see whether he will get answer correct or not. Till now he didn't answer correctly anything, but from now we will see. Okay, and another one thing is, what are the 2 missions which are sent to Venus? Huh? That's what I feel. I asked for the Venus. That's why don't be overconfident of anything that you know everything. That's the basic, the first criteria. Anyone should learn it. Okay. See, in this universe, whatever I'm telling, there is a lot to learn. Okay. Don't think that we know everything. Even I am telling, I am teaching you geography. I don't know much. Even I can learn a lot from you people also. It is true. And I learned also. Okay. Life is like learning. Don't be on opinion that I know everything. That should never happen. And that will be the first thing for your disaster. The first thing for your disaster is your own ego. If you're keeping that aside, you will be the most successful people. Understand? For anyone I'm telling you. Because anyway, I am elder than you. My age is some 33 years. Your heart is some 20 to 23 years. You will not be 22 also. Some 17, 18 maybe also some 16, 17, whatever it may be. Hardly 1 or 2 years of difference. It doesn't matter. Okay. So that will not be in the future. But the same thing. I will also be the same like you people when I am that age. Okay. So next one is the most successful landing missions of the Venus is Venera 30 and Venera 14. They landed in the March. That is not required in 1982. Okay. So if you see these missions hardly survived for 1 hour on the Venus. What is the reason? The main thing is the pressure and the temperature. Those are the main two things which we are not able to do for a survey for a longer time. Okay. Even the temperature, the pressure is the main important. So next is the Earth. So Earth is a thing you will be learning for next few hours. So just I am leaving the Earth for now. Okay, planets. So only one thing is, lot of times you have heard that why Earth is habitable? Because I think it's present in which zone? Goldilocks zone. Okay, what is the Goldilocks zone?
It is not hot, not too hot, not too cold. It is perfect.
The Goldilocks zone is a zone where the water is present in the liquid form. That is what the answer. Okay. Goldilocks zone is the place where the water is present in the liquid form. That is what we are able to drink the water. If the water is not in the liquid form, can people survive? No, no. That's what they on the Earth. That's why it's called as a Goldilocks zone, which will be making the planet to be habitable. Okay. So everything is, you know already. The shape of the Earth is what? Geoid. And next, what is the rotation? Everything. Next few classes will be on the Earth only. After this, interiors of the Earth, continental drift theory, how the Earth was formed, how the planets were, how the continents were formed, how the oceans are formed. Those are all things we'll be discussing. So next one is called as a Mars. Okay. So Mars is called as a red planet. So why Mars is called as a red planet? So why iron is there? Why it's called as a red planet? Why?
More iron.
So why if it's iron is there, if in Earth iron is not there? Huh?
More the amount of iron is very high.
So my question is, if Mars is having more iron, Earth is having more iron.
On the crust.
So he already correct now. Let's ask question to him only. What? Is it correct or wrong? That's what you told is wrong.
Well, might be, sir.
Okay, that's what I told you. Be in the class and learn something which you are not knowing. Okay. The first thing is, ever saw some iron rod getting resting on a terrace? Why it's being getting rested? Presence of oxygen. This is what the point. Okay, when oxygen reacts with the iron, it forms a iron oxide, which is nothing but your rust.
So, but it also needs water to get it reacted, right? Only the presence
See.
of oxygen doesn't.
See, only thing is when water is having oxygen. Of course, when water is reacting with iron, it's being rusted because oxygen is there in it. Okay.
Importantly,
Eventually is only oxygen. That is why called that it is iron oxide. Why it is not telling us iron hydrogen oxide? Hydrogen also present in the water, but hydrogen not reacting with the water with the iron. Yes or no? Iron oxide, because another one thing is Earth is having a iron more, but Earth crust is not having iron. Earth's crust is mostly made up of silicon, but Mars crust is mostly made up of iron. When iron is there and trace of oxygen is also there, the same iron is there in the Venus, you will not find a red planet because iron oxygen is not there. But in the Mars, you can see traces of, not traces, 0.013% of oxygen is there. Okay, because of this oxygen, it will be reacting with the iron in the crust of the Mars and becoming an iron oxide, which will be visible in the red planet. Okay, that's what is called as a red planet. Okay, and next one is, previously Mars used to have its own magnetosphere. Magnetosphere is nothing but the magnetic property. Okay, we are having our own magnetic field. Earth is having its own magnetic field. Like that, the Mars also used to have its own magnetic field, but that is before the 4 billion years or something. But now we cannot find any magnetic field on the Mars. Mars not having any magnetic field of its own now. Okay, and along with that, Mars having a water, but not in the liquid form. only few amount of water is present only in the poles near the North Pole and South Pole of the Mars. Okay, remaining places we cannot find. But there is a evidences to prove that once there is to have a like rivers, water is flowing on the Mars. Okay, but once it's lost its magnetosphere, now what will happen? Solar flares started entering into the Mars surface. Okay, now all the water got evaporated. Now they cannot see the water in liquid form, but water can be solid in the solid form near the ice caps. Okay. So about 96% will be the carbon dioxide, 1 point will be argon, nitrogen, along with a trace of oxygen, methane, and the water. Of all the planets in the solar system, the seasons of the Mars are most Earth-like due to the similar tilt. So what is the tilt of the Earth? So you can see here.
So no, I'm just trying to confirm that the fact that you told about the rusting of iron only with oxygen is not true. I mean, it's partially true, we can say, because for the rusting part, it is written that the presence of water and oxygen are required. So we can say that with the help of moisture, the rusting can take place.
See, even if there's a moisture is there, let's consider your question only. Moisture is there. In that moisture, oxygen content is there or not?
But also the water content is.
But water content is there, but that is not reacting with your iron.
The water reacts with iron.
Yeah,
See, that is iron. Only free oxygen cannot. But oxygen should be there. When you're telling the water is being reacting with the iron. It's okay, because when you're keeping the open space, then only the rusting will be happening. I'm not telling that without open space, without moisture, without water, the rusting will be happening. Okay, either can be water or it will be moisture, whatever it may be, but the oxygen component which is present in your water, that is the reason for your rusting. Okay, but water should be there, but I'm not telling that because of the water only it's happening. I can't tell that because of the water that is being rusting is happening. I can tell because of the oxygen the rusting is being happening.
Oxidation,
Yes, oxidation. But oxidation, when you are having a medium, something is reacting in it. What you will consider? You will not consider the medium. What is the reacting agent in it? I am only talking about the agent, not the medium. Okay, I am only bothered with the agent which is causing the reaction. Understood or not? I am not contradicting your statement. Your statement is okay.
Even
But I am telling very much particularly.
Yeah,
You are telling something totality.
The both components in that particularity. That's the whole point. You're being too specific.
Yes.
So specification, I just want to include both the points because both are playing the specific roles.
See, both are playing a specific role, but I am only relating with your chemical composition.
Okay.
Okay. I am not telling that without water only free oxygen will be there. Okay. I am telling that your point is okay. But I am telling what is the agent is causing the rust. Causant is oxygen. That is why it's called as oxidation. Understand? Okay. It's good. That will be appreciated. One thing, but the thing is, don't Google here and don't make it extend. If you have any doubt, you can Google it later. But don't stop your class and Google it. Because of that, I stopped my class.
I mean, at least someone would get the point.
It's okay. It's okay. You can ask. I am not contradicting your point. Okay. So, because see, geography is a lot of scientific. I'm telling that will compare your history or something. Geography is a subject you can only teach if you know the science. If you don't know the science, geography cannot be taught. Okay. Okay, leave it. The next one is what? Okay, the lack of magnetosphere. So because of that, it's having a very thin atmosphere. So I already told you when magnetosphere is not there, your atmosphere will be taken away from there because of the solar flares and the solar winds. You can very expect a minimal atmosphere is present will be there. Okay. So landforms visible or strongly suggest the atmosphere is one thick, dense, and liquid water existed on the planet's surface. Okay, because of the having a type of landforms right there. For example, even water got evaporated. If you see, the valleys will be present. Okay, once the course of the river way it is being running, you can see that is there. Okay, it will show that once the water is there in the liquid form, but now you cannot see water in the liquid form. It's only existed in the solid form, it is in the ice near the cold areas. Okay. So low atmospheric pressure, less than 1% of the Earth's atmosphere. One thing is because of the thin atmosphere. Along with that, the gravity of it. Because the size reduce, the gravity will be low.
So why do they say that Mars can be inhabited in future?
In future, inhabited only because of the traces of oxygen only. What are the traces of oxygen which is present?
But the carbon
Okay, but
dioxide is very
it
high.
cannot be habituated just like how it is being habituated of the earth. Okay, still research is going on. Only one thing, hope is that oxygen is there. But other planets, even that is also not there.
Then water says what about the water content?
See, we should have some technology which will be converted that solid water into the liquid. But for other planets, even we are not having even solid state also.
It's a solid.
Ah,
But I mean, like Neptune, according to so they say that Neptune is also having it's a water planet. Neptune is
But we can't reach. It is very far.
भाई तुम लोग को geography समझाना बहुत मुश्किल लग रहा है मेरे को. You are comparing the Earth with the Neptune. It is having a temperature of minus 200 degrees. And you are asking me the questions are why cannot be habitable.
No, I'm not saying it is inhabitable. I'm telling you water content is not in lot of planets.
See one thing. In order to be habitable, that's what I told you. Only one condition is not there.
Sorry.
There are a lot of conditions are there to become habitable. If you are having liquid water, you will survive anywhere. No, no. So other conditions are required. No? That is what I am telling you. There are a lot of other conditions. It is only by geography class, and you are only preparing for the CDS. If you want Gyan, meet me after class. I will give you the Gyan. How much Gyan you want? But here you are for the exam. Concentrate for exam. Study for exam. Understand? Studying the subject is completely different. Reading for the exam is different. The people, really I am telling you, don't take me the wrong. The first thing is, the foremost thing is, restricting yourself to how much study when you are preparing for a competitive exam. You are not a research scholar. You are not receiving for the research. If you are doing for the research or research scholar, of course, this is not the right platform for you people. You can do some else. But when you are preparing for the exam, I am telling you to the exam point of view, what other things, what you are asking, I can ask lot of questions. Coming questions from my mind, there is no stop for it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Even the layman can ask the questions. Anything, even like a kid. My kid will ask, sir, when you are giving accelerator, why going this? Why not going back? There is a lot of concept behind it. Then I will tell that. Then he will tell that, why you are giving like this only? Why can't we give like this? That is also business there. For everything business there. But you are not those. You are a mature people. You are preparing for exam. Concentrate on the exam. What type of questions they will be asking. Understand? And I am telling you, a lot of people, even I prepared for UPSC civils and I wrote mains twice. I am telling you people, state PSC mains, Andhra Pradesh Commission mains twice I wrote. No way they ask the questions like this. But okay, some questions are acceptable. I will also answer it. Some questions are very much valid. That is enrich your knowledge. But I am not telling the wrong. But the thing is, we have to limit ourselves. We have to limit ourselves. What we have to study. If you are studying, if you open the geography, I am telling. You open the geography. Why the tilt of the earth is 22 degrees? What is the tilt of the earth? Just you take it. Okay. From there, it will take you to anywhere in the YouTube. If you are going to that, 24 hours to 25 hours you will spend on tilting of earth only. After the exam, no question on the tilt of the earth. Then you will get tilted after exam. Because no job. Okay, so Mars surface is like impact craters, valleys and deserts. And the polar ice caps will be there, just like you are having the polar ice caps. Mars is also having. Okay. And two things you have to remember is Olympus Mons. Okay, that is the highest mountain on our solar system. In our solar system, that is called as the Olympus Mons, which is 3 times of your Mount Everest. See, if you ask the question, sometimes people will ask, sir, why the highest mountain is there on Mars only? Why it is not there on Earth? Question is there or not? A question can ask like this also. Sir, why the highest mountain is there came on the Mars only? Why that cannot come on the Earth? At least this one big planet. Why the big mountain is not there on the Earth? The question is, there is a reason for that also. There is a reason for that also. Why the highest mountain is came on the Mars only? Why not on the Earth? There is a reason for that also. But if I'm going to explain all those reasons and something, this class will take some 5 to 6 hours for me. And here people will not pay effort that much. Okay? They will be having some classes. This much of time I have to complete the course. And after that, because here they are giving you coaching for the exam, to crack the exam, not to give you the knowledge. Okay? Understand? See what I am telling, it may be bitter, you may be feeling bad of it, that doesn't matter to me. Because I will be there for some days, after that I will be leaving from here, I will be having another institute, I am already having setting for me, not a problem for me. Okay? And the thing is, what is our purpose? What we are there for here? What we have to fulfill first. Okay? So if you ask the question, Olympus Mons, why it is called as what? Shield volcano. Okay? So why it is in the Mars? Because the Mars is not having a concept of plate tectonics. Means one plate is there here, that will be there always here only. So when some volcano is erupting, from the volcano lava will be coming, mountain will be forming, all the lava will come outside. Complete when the complete was completed, all the lava which is present inside this was completely done, all the lava will come outside. That's why there is a chance of formation of big mountains. But on the earth, there is no concept of, there is a concept of plate tectonics. Means plates are moving. Even our plate is moving by centimeter per year. For example, now the plate is here, and the volcano is coming now. Okay, some 10,000 years after you see, this plate will be somewhere else. The reservoir is here, volcano reservoir. The plate is there. Can the form is possible that big mountains can be formed? Not formed, na? But on the Mars, the plate is there. It will be there after 10,000 years also same only. 20,000 years also same only. That's why all the volcano reservoir came outside in the big waters. That is the reason. But this reason is not required for you people. Normally speaking, for your exam point of view, it is not required. For enhancing your knowledge, it is required. So that's why people who are interested in enhancing knowledge, they can contact me later. I will explain you all. But in the class, only ask for questions which is required for your exam. Clear? Okay. That is what is the largest volcano, largest mountain? Olympus. The next one is the largest volcano. That is the largest volcano and highest known mountain, that is 24 kilometers, which is 3 times of your Mount Everest. And next one is called as Valles Marineris. Okay, Valles Marineris is canyon, largest canyon in the solar system. What is canyon? Everything. For time being, canyon is one of the physical feature, like gorgeous canyons. Gorgeous where both are the parallels. Okay, but canyons is not the parallel. Wide opening will be there from the top to see the canyon. But the gorgeous, mostly you can see the parallel will be there. Okay, these both are the things which are one of the form of your erosional landforms which are formed because of the running water. But only because of the erosional landforms only canyon created? No. That is the part. Okay, that may be one of the reasons. Canyons can be formed for any of the reasons. Okay, I will tell you one of the example, but the question will ask, sir, whether it may be formed on the Mars also because of the river water only, and you are telling the river water is not there on the Mars, then how the canyon were formed? That is the question. That's what I'm telling. River water canyons are not only the reasons. There are other reasons also to form the canyons. Okay. Okay, see, this is the Mars. Okay, you can see this one. This is what the canyon was formed. Okay, some asteroid hit the Mars and it ruptured the Mars and slided side of the Mars. Okay, so that's like when you're playing with a cricket ball, na? Stumper ball will be there. Okay, after few times you're playing, some ridges will be formed outside of it. That's what happened on the Mars, and because of that, Valles Marineris was formed. This is called as a canyon. We can see the canyon will be like this. Understand? But if you see the gorges, both will be parallel. Okay. And if you see the width of it, how much? 125 miles wide. And on the earth, the largest canyon is Grand Canyon. Okay, which is how much? 18 miles wide. 18 miles wide. And this is 125 miles wide. Okay, and you can see our Grand Canyon depth is 1 mile and this depth is 4 miles. Okay, and you can see the length is like from your Northern America, Okay, North America, let me see the USA. From west to east to west, how much is the distance? That much is your Grand Canyon length. That much long it is. Okay. So, and next one is, if you see, oh, sorry. See, this is the Olympus Mons. Just like a pimple, planet Mars. Okay, this thing become a big mountain. Okay, which is Olympus Mons, which is the largest mountain in our solar system. Okay, see, these are small mountains you can see. Okay, don't ask, sir, what are these names? I don't know. Okay. And there are the two important moons in the solar system. In this one. Okay, one is called as a Phobos, is 6,000 kilometers away from the Mars surface, and another one is called as a Deimos. These are the two on the Mars. Okay, so anyway, time is done. Tomorrow we will see with the next class when we are there meeting. We will see the outlines. Okay, so what is the class? People like it or not? Okay, whatever it may be, you are telling something, don't take it serious. Okay, this is a part of a class. It will happen. Okay, don't think wrong of it. If you are asking wrong questions, always encourageable. I'm not telling to ask because I will be having a lot of knowledge from you people also. That's what I told you. But the thing is, we have to restrict ourselves also, even not for this class only, even when you're studying also. As the preparing for the competitive exams, my sincere request is, don't keep much sources. Keep limited sources, more revision on the limited sources. Understand? That will make, see, first thing your main priority is to clear the exam. Na? Okay, once you're clearing exam, whatever habit you're having to deep analysis, you can do it, not a problem. When you're studying for the exam, be concentrated on it. So to see, I'm not telling that after that I'm making some. Okay, and you can see how they are asking the questions. That's why people used to tell that solve previous year questions, so that we will know where I have to stop it. Okay, how much I have to read. First thing is you have to understand you. That's why the first class I told you. Who are the batch of activists? How you have to study? Who are the NDA people? What you have to study? Who are the serious people? What you have to study? Because I know already what the level of questions they will ask. Okay, so restrict yourself and always encourage people asking the questions. But only thing is, don't drag it much because I have very much confined classes. Normally, I teach this class in 1.5 hours. Okay, this complete solar system, but I still have some 20% of the class. Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, fine. We can move. Everyone can move fast. Don't.
Wait, I told I not What's the problem? Go there.